right, gang, here we are again. Another sequences and series. Good news for you, I don't know if this has been okay or not, but this is what I'm going to do. This is the last lesson I'm going to post this week, because if you're following along on the dates, which you could be working ahead, I know, but I'm going to try to post them day by day to try to keep you on track. Tomorrow's date, April 10th, is Good Friday, which is a school holiday, so I'm not going to have you do any work on that. So this will be the last video for this week for you. Still in sequence and series unit, but it kind of takes a little bit of a turn into mean. Mean, like M-E-A-N, the average. So what we're going to learn today is how to find both the arithmetic mean and the geometric mean. Now, if you're just given a list of numbers, you know to find the mean or the average, you just add them all up and divide by how many there are. But what we're going to run into is what if there's 500 of the numbers. You know, you're not necessarily going to want to take the time to add them all up and divide by how many there are and that sort of thing. So depending on what type of sequence it is, we're going to have a formula that we can use that might make our life a little more simple. You know that if we're in arithmetic, if we're dealing with the word arithmetic, it's being added or subtracted by the same thing every time. It's got a common difference. It's increasing by 5 each time, or it's decreasing by 1 each time. It's being added or subtracted by the same. If we're geometric, we've got a common ratio, the R from those formulas from the previous lessons. We're being multiplied by 6 every time, or we're dividing by 2 every time. We've got a common ratio, an R. So with the means of these, they've got 2 very distinct formulas. So to find the arithmetic mean, and you can abbreviate that AM if you want to, it's pretty much like you've always done. You're going to take your first term, you're going to add that to your second term, you're going to add that to your third term, and you're going to keep adding that till you get to your last term, and then you're going to divide by how many terms there are in your number of terms. Okay, no big deal. You've been doing that for a while. Now the geometric the geometric mean, the average of a set of numbers of a given geometric sequence, it's a little bit different. It's going to involve a root. So our geometric mean, if you want to label that GM, abbreviate that GM, is going to be the nth root, and remember n is your number of terms, the nth root of the product, your first term times your second term times your third term times all the way to the last term, however many terms that you have. So those are the 2 formulas. So all I'm going to do here with you is work one of each of those, and then I'll give you a few for your assignment. Keeping them short and sweet, try not to overload you, keep the stress level as low as we can. Alright, so let's say I gave you this sequence. Sequence is 11, 22, 33, 44, 55. And you're to find the mean here. So the first thing you got to do is figure out which of your new fancy-dancy formulas you're using. Is this an arithmetic sequence or is this a geometric sequence? So you got to look at your sequence there and figure out what's going on. Well, I know 11 plus 11 is 22. 22 plus 11, yeah, that's 33. 33 plus 11, yeah, that's 44. 44 plus 11, yeah, that's 55. So this has a common difference. It's adding 11 every time. It has a common difference of 11, which makes this an arithmetic. So that means I'm going to be finding the arithmetic mean. Okay, so the arithmetic mean says you take your first term plus your second term plus your third term plus your fourth term plus your fifth term, and divide that by how many terms you have. Well, I said it when I was writing them down just then, but you can come up here and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I don't know what type of calculator you're using, if you're just using it on your phone or whatever, but if you use the calculators that we have in our classroom, you got to get an answer here before you divide it by 5. So that's what I'm going to do with this real quick. I'm going to hit here 11 plus 22 plus 33 plus 44 plus 55, enter, and I got 165. So I'm going to do 165 divided by 5, and I got 33. So no big deal on that. Nothing earth shattering there. $11, $22, $33, $24, $55. Just trying to double check, make sure I got all that. Alright, so let's look at another one now. Let's say I gave you this sequence and ask you to find the mean. Well, again, you got to determine what type of sequence we are. So I know 3 plus 3 is 6, but 6 plus 3 is not 12, so it's not arithmetic. So let's check and see if there's a ratio, see if it's geometric. 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, excuse me, 12 times 2 is 24. So it's got a ratio, a common R, a ratio of 2. It's multiplied by 2 every time. So since it's an R, a ratio that's being multiplied, we know we're finding the geometric mean. Okay, so our formula of the geometric mean says you're going to take the nth root. So what's our n that's going to go out here? Well, that's how many terms you have. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to take the 4th root of what I get when I multiply all of my numbers there. So 3 times 6 times 12 times 24. So I'm going to do that in my calculator first. 3 times 6 times 12 times 24. I got 5,184. So I need to know what the 4th root of 5,184 is. Okay, so I can, on this calculator, and I'm going to show you a calculator you can use at home in just a second. On the calculator, the TI calculator in my classroom, I'm going to hit 4 math and go down and pick the root with the variable in it, and then fill in 5,184. And I got here that this is approximately 8.49. Okay, 8.49 is what I'm going to round to. Okay, I want to, and that's going to be the end of that lesson for today. But before I give you the assignment, I want to, in case you don't have a calculator, I don't know if the calculators on your phones will do 4th roots or not. Let me look at my phone real fast. You know, I got an old phone, you know that, but it's still an iPhone. Let's calculator and turn it sideways. Yeah, it looks like there's a 4th root. It's got a Y in it. No, it didn't give me the right answer. Maybe I did it wrong. So you would think you push 4 and then that button. No, so I don't know. Y'all probably can figure it out better than me. But I want to show you an online calculator. And this used to be blocked on your Chromebooks, but before the break I had Miss Osbrook's unblock it. It's, and y'all may already be familiar with it, but it's Desmos. So I'm going to open it up. It's just, you can just Google it. You'd think the internet would be faster since I'm the only one here at school today. I'm going to type in Desmos, DESMOS.com. Okay, so all you need to do here is just hit the start graphing. So you can see it's a graphing calculator. But I just want to know what the 4th root. Now, I've not used this enough to even know for sure how to get a 4th root on here either. But y'all can play around with that. Oh, look at here. So, that's not helping much, is it? Okay, here it is. So I'm going to get my fourth root up there. So y'all just have to play around like I am and figure it out as you go if you need a calculator. Then I typed in 4,184 and you can see I got that same 8.45, 8.49 number there. So a pretty good deal. Okay? Alright, so we're going to get out of that. Go back and get you today's assignment. So let's see here. This is, whoops, need a marker. This is 4920 and this is AMI 15. So got 5 problems for your assignment today. First off, you must identify if it is arithmetic or geometric. Then compute the mean using the appropriate method, which just means formula. So if you think it's an arithmetic sequence, use your arithmetic formula. If you think it's a geometric sequence, use your geometric formula from today to find the mean. So I've got 5 of them for you. Number 1, 5, 25, 125, 625. Number 2, 2, 1, 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16. Number 3, -19, -15, -11, -7, -3, 1, 5, 9, 13. Number 4, 1, 7, 49, 3, 43, and 2,401. And the last one, 1, 4/3, 5/3, 2, 7/3, 8/3, 3. Okay, so for all 5 of those, first off, tell me whether or not it's arithmetic or a geometric sequence. After you do that, find if it's arithmetic, use your new formula and find the arithmetic mean. If it's a geometric, use your new formula and find the geometric mean. And then I'll see you after the Good Friday holiday.